Hello, welcome. This is a new thing I'm trying. As you can see, this is how to develop your flipping style, and I'm going to cover that in this live stream. And I figured, basically, there's these like different topics that I've thought about making videos on, where it's kind of more so it would fit the just kind of like flipping and talking kind of style of video that you see. It's a very common genre. And what I've decided to do is I'm just going to kind of do a live stream where I'll talk for the first few minutes about just kind of my thoughts on the topic. And then I'll take your questions and comments for people in the live chat. Hey, welcome. I can see people are already making it into the chat. Thank you for finding the actual live stream. Sorry I messed up before. Anyway, but yeah, so I'm just kind of talk through about the topic, and then the plan is at the end, once I'm done kind of like going through what I was hoping to share, then I will read your comments and questions. So check out the description of this video. It'll tell you what to do. Yeah, you can just put in your comments into the live chat. You can just put like a Q and then colon or dash or something, and then your question. So when I'm done talking, I can go back through and make sure I don't miss any questions. So first of all, what is a flipping style? I mean, it's pretty important to cover. That, by what I mean by flipping style, is just simply what tricks you do in your combos, basically. So kind of like right now, you can see like the types of tricks that I'm doing. But yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. But the reason I want to cover this is because it's something I thought about before, about how my style has changed, mainly as I've learned different tricks. And so, when I'm first starting out, I learned, I feel like once you learn the behind the eight ball, it's just such a cool trick to where, it's like the first combo of different rollovers, and my style, probably like a lot of you, is just like a lot of rollovers and basic rollovers. Just a lot of like big flips, early, like beginner tricks. That was kind of like my flipping style, and then it changed as I watched more like some of Will Hirsch's tutorials, where he had a couple of videos that used like some different types of rollovers, and I kind of did that a lot in my style. And then once I like learned the Z choker, as I fail it, once I learned like the Z choker and the choker fan, I feel like that was like kind of like my style was just spamming a lot of those tricks and adding those in. Now I'd say my style has changed a lot, and it's something that I'm continuing to change as well. But yes. So where am I now in my flipping style? So I would say I don't dislike my style, but I think I can do better. And one thing I just want to get out of the way is I am really not good at like flipping and talking. So I feel like my flipping style isn't entirely representative of, what you see in the flipping and talking videos. Like right now, I'm nervous because I'm trying to do this live stream and it's kind of cold and my hands are getting used to flipping because I haven't really flipped all day. But anyway, so like when it comes to developing your flipping style, I've recently decided that I'm like, okay, I want to refine my style. I feel like there's kind of, I guess, two ways you can define your style and refine your style. So like defining your style is like if you feel like you don't really have a flipping style, the first thing you want to do is kind of define what your style kind of even is. And then after that, it would be more so like refining it. And so that would be more so like you kind of know what your style is, but it's just working on the tricks that you know and incorporating new ones, I guess. But yeah. So, so like what I want to be able to do is incorporate more of the tricks that I know in better, because I feel like I know a lot of tricks, but I don't like do them very consistently, intentionally. And in addition to that, I want to have like a broader set of tricks. And so I know a lot of people are probably in that similar position where they're unhappy with their style for various reasons. So how do I plan to refine my style? That's actually, if you've been following my channel, you probably noticed, but I've just recently started posting some flipping clips. It's something I really haven't done on this channel, like at all. I've just posted little like trick inspiration ideas and tutorials and tips and some like reviews and whatnot. But I've decided to start posting clips because that is really how I'm going to stay motivated to really define and refine my style. Because as I'm posting clips, I want to make the clips interesting to all of you who are watching, and also use that as a way to incorporate different tricks that I've like shown off in my YouTube shorts and whatnot. Because that's something that sometimes will happen, is I will come up with a trick and I'll be like, oh, that's super cool, I have to share it. And then I will spend a bunch of time in one session recording that trick and getting a suitable clip, and then I might not ever do that trick again, really. Like one that's common that I'm probably not even going to be able to do now is I have the palm fan into a regular fan, kind of like that, except that switched handles. But that's like that, for example, that's a trick that I've like done on my YouTube short that I would like to incorporate, but I just haven't. And so like that would be something where I want to be intentional about, adding that into my clips. And so, yeah, for me, that's like posting flipping clips is one of the main reasons, because really those combos that I'm posting, I want them to be representative of how, like, where I want my flipping style to go. So for example, when I'm making those combos, I want to be able to like vary the tricks that are being used, unlike what I'm doing in like this live stream where I'm just kind of spamming the same tricks over and over again. I'm very intentional about when I do a clip, I don't want to like do too many of the same type of trick, nor do I want to like always say end every short with a short stop or, do like the same types of tricks. So I think by being intentional to come up with and then record clips of like different combos in those that fit those criteria, I think that will help me to really just get more practice with the different tricks that I want to use and just to remember to use them. And so, yeah, I guess with that as well, something I want to be doing is focusing on consistency. That's something that I'm like not really good at across the board, is just being consistent with tricks. And that's something that really just takes a lot of practice and intentionality that I would like to, I guess, do. And that would be more so like the refining my style. And then, of course, I also want to like learn more difficult tricks that I kind of been putting off, like the double scissors and like the giraffe. That's something that obviously I feel like I could probably work on integrating all the things that I already can do more than learning new things. But learning new tricks is just really motivating and fun. So I'm going to keep doing that. So that kind of goes into, kind of like how to develop your flipping style. I basically condense it down to being intentional with the tricks that you're doing. Because I don't know about all of you, and you can leave your comments, and I can read them in here in just a minute or two. But for me, I find that my style has been defined by just whatever tricks I'm learning. Whatever I'm working on tends to be what I just go to in a freestyle. Like the other day, I was working on double scissors a bunch, and so then if I go to a freestyle, I'll just start throwing in scissors, even though I'm not super consistent with them. And so I think having some intentionality in, like I mentioned, like coming up with certain combos and then practicing those combos over and over, I think will really help to define your flipping style and to keep it from being something that just kind of happens to something that is intentional. So I guess now I'm just going to transition to hearing all of your ideas, and I'll look back in the live chat, and if you want to start sending in your comments, you can do that now. But just some other questions, and some other questions for you if you want to try and consider them is, number one, like, are you happy with your flipping style? Let me know what's your favorite aspect of your flipping style. What is one thing you want to improve or change the most? And how do you plan on defining or refining your style? So I'm going to go look back in the comments and see what you guys have to say. All right. Hello, everyone that joined. I meant to welcome you as you came in, but I was kind of really focused. And let me know what you think about this format as well. If there's any other topics you want me to cover, or if you think this format is not cool. But this is a great question. Picklenator025 says, how do I make my combos more than just rollovers and choker fans? So yeah, that's a really good question. And I feel like that's something that probably a lot of people relate to, just because rollovers are a lot of like what we learn in the beginning of flipping. So like, how do you break out of that? And I would say number one is like try and figure out what you want to add, right? Because, we have rollovers as like a category of tricks. Obviously there's choker fans, there's other fans, but what else is there to flipping? Like other categories would be things like there would be like tech and different like unusual, I guess, style of tricks. And of course there's aerials and, like power aerials where you're like throwing them around your body and different things like that. There's of course ladders. That's another category of trick. And so like I guess what I'm saying is like, How would you incorporate those? Bye-bye. How would you incorporate those? Number one would be learning the tricks. But I would say, yeah, just figuring out what you would want to add and then just slowly adding it would be my suggestion as well. I know for me, it's like, it's easy to, oh, I want to learn aerial. So then I go out and learn a bunch of them. But I think it'd be helpful if you just like learn one at a time. Pickle says, I like aerials, but I can't learn new ones. Why? I guess what is it about it that is stopping you from learning new ones? Is it you just struggle with it, or you just don't know what to learn? Yeah. Pickle Nader also says that I want to learn technical tricks, but I'm not that good yet. I feel like you shouldn't let how good you are stop you. And I know that's like something, if your style is a certain way, like let's say you do a bunch of rollovers and you're trying to incorporate something totally different, like ladders or aerials, it's going to be different. And it's the way you're adding to it, like the aerials and ladders, it's not going to be good at first because you're just starting out with those types of tricks. But if you stick with it, you will eventually get there. And that's something, one of my favorite quotes, like that I love, is very motivating, is something like, the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is today. And that's basically saying with that, it's like, sure, it would have been cool if I did something like, say, learned the double scissor a year ago, but I can like sit around and think about how I wish I did that, or I could start doing it now. So basically with that is, if you're trying to add some other type of trick to your style, don't worry about it not being perfect, because it's not going to be perfect. Just get started right now. Okay. Savcat Dev says, my style is dropping it over and over. Yes, that is also my style, to be honest. I cringe every time it hits the floor. Yes, I drop the value way too much. Oh, nice. Pickle Master also flips the Volp. Me too. Burst Mistake says, love my style, aka choker fans every 3 tricks. Yeah, there's definitely some certain tricks where it's like, once you get them, you just gotta spam them, right? Arctic, hello, welcome. Arctic says, should I start posting vids again? Yes, absolutely. If you are not striked, then I would definitely post. Hello, Mr. Enzo, welcome. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while. It says haven't been back, so welcome back. Pickle Nader, yes, it is deep, but you love it. Well, I'm glad you appreciate that word of advice. Oops. Thank you, everybody that's made it to this live stream. Let me know what other questions you have. Ideally, if there's anything related to the topic on hand. And if not, we can move on to other questions. But yeah, this is just kind of a format that I wanted to try out. Just because, to be honest, like I've done some of like the flipping and talking videos, and I just feel like it's so difficult for me to talk and flip. And so I figured, why not switch it up? And in this way, like, this would be something that if I was able to do like more consistently, I think it'd be a fun kind of format to be able to have more of like a open forum. Because this is definitely more of like a pretty straightforward topic, but I thought about maybe like doing other topics that are a little bit more, let's just say, discussion oriented.